Rita. It's really good to see you. How are you doing?
Hi, it's good to see you. I'm doing good.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I realized today marks, I think it's almost 4 months since the first time I met you in the hospital.
You're right. It has been. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember, gosh, when we first met, there was a lot going on in your world. I know that you had expressed, concern about your ability to be able to take care of your kids on your own and to, you felt like you didn't have any sort of support or resources. Um, but it seems like a lot has gone on since, our first meeting. So how do you feel about that changing?
Well, at the beginning, I felt like I was just so stuck. I felt like I didn't really have choices, even though everybody kept telling me I didn't have to stay. And I was like, I really don't have a choice. But I mean, you helped me see that I, that there are places that are willing to help you and that it might be hard, and it was hard work, but I didn't have to stay with my husband, um,
Yeah.
even though I really didn't believe in myself.
Wow. And so you've actually been, if I'm correct, at the family care program for the last, since you left, I think, since you left the hospital, is that correct?
Yes, you connected me to the family care program, and they were able to match me with a really nice and caring family that has just taken us in, and you know um, the mom has actually, I guess, taken me on kind of as a adoptive daughter mentor type of relationship. And she's been so helpful in helping me find the resources that I needed and encouraging me, and just making us feel really welcome.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. And your kids, how do they feel about being in this new environment?
um at the beginning, I think it was kind of hard for them because they missed their dad, but I can definitely see a difference in them. They're a lot calmer and a lot nicer to each other also. And they tell me, they're like, Mom, I can't believe these people are so nice to us, and why do they just let us live here? And it's good to be able to show to my kids, that there are kind people in the world that do want to help.
Oh, that's
And they're
wonderful.
they're doing so much better in school also. And yeah, so it's been good.
Wow, that's fantastic. So you actually are, starting to realize that there are wonderful systems for support in the community.
Yes.
And it sounds like maybe even with yourself, you're starting to realize that you have more skills than what you even considered or even maybe had realized when we first started talking.
Yeah. Well, I've been volunteering at my kids' school, and I've been talking to other moms about domestic abuse. And there was this one lady that told me, she was kind of in a situation like me, and I told her, you don't have to take it, and ask for help. And and she did find an organization that was willing to help her, and she didn't have the exact same situation as me, but you know similar situation, different needs. But she was able to find someone that did help her, and that felt really good. And
Wow, that's fantastic that you're actually able to learn from your experience. And now you're taking what you've learned and you're using it to basically as a testimony to already start sharing and encouraging other women.
yeah, it felt really good to be able to tell that lady, wait a minute, hold on, that's not right, you don't have to take that.
Right.
And
Yeah. I remember
yeah.
that being another concern that we had, was not only, your belief that you had no really any other recourse, because you didn't have the support, you didn't have the skill set, but you also were, having to kind of revisit your belief that the way your husband treated you was your fault. as opposed to a decision that he was making to respond to you, you felt like you deserved the abuse that you have been getting.
Yes, yes. At the beginning, I couldn't see that. And I really thought, everything was my fault. I thought, if I just tried to do better, then maybe he wouldn't get mad at me. But now, having had space away from him, I can understand that it wasn't about me. It was about him.
Wow, that's amazing that you have that insight now. That's fantastic that you have that insight, because now you'll be able to have a different set of expectations for how you interact with people, as well as how you're treated. And I know we talked about the impact we thought that had on your children. So basically, you are now going to be able to show your children and teach them a little differently than what they've witnessed.
Yes.
And like you said, they're already playing together and being nicer to each other. Mm-hmm. So that's a tremendous step, tremendous progress that I hear.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so let me ask this. So what I hear is that, you've made such amazing progress, you and your children, over these 4 months and being a part of the family care program. Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts as far as, as our relationship goes? Do you feel like perhaps it's time for us to, start talking about, finding, a time when our meetings will come to an end? How do you feel about that?
I really appreciate you, and you've been so helpful to me. I don't know what I would have done without you. But it is harder for me to keep coming to see you now from where I'm staying at, and just fitting that in with my work schedule and with picking up the kids from school and all that. And, I have to take 4 buses since I'm staying further away.
Wow. That's just a big commitment that you've made.
Yes. 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 And so I'm not going to lie, it is getting harder. Okay. But I also feel like I'm in a better position, and maybe could deal with something that maybe isn't as time intensive. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
Like a support group, like somewhere where I can make friends that are like me.
Okay.
Do you think there's something like that?
Absolutely. Do you plan to stay with the family care program for longer, for an extended period of time?
Well, I'll definitely be there, like at least for another 6 months. I'm working towards having enough money for my own apartment, and I can't see myself having that money anytime soon. And they've said that I can stay there for another 6 months. So, and even after, I would like to stay in this area. So.
Okay, so it sounds like maybe we need to work together to start exploring possible resources within your community, both maybe formal and informal opportunities for you to begin getting connected in your community, to just start getting, support, like you said, perhaps from, other, women who are raising their children on their own. Perhaps there's, we could even identify what we think would be a really beneficial domestic, for women coming out of, domestic abuse to be, continue, going forward, you may end up having little pockets where, you revisit these experiences that you've had, and it could be helpful for you to have somebody to talk things through with. So maybe we'll look, try and find a support group for that, as well as maybe even a, being a single parent is a huge commitment, and maybe finding, a support group, or even still be a support group, a social group, where you can just have time visiting with other moms.
Yeah. I think that would be helpful, and and still allow me to get the support that I need.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, why don't we plan to meet? Let's take like a month, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
plan to we'll revisit in a month, see how you're
Mm-hmm.
doing, how you're feeling. During that time frame, I will definitely get some resources to you, and we can begin exploring those and see if we think that they're going to provide you with the support that will just help you to continue down this fantastic path that you're on. What does that sound
Yeah.
like?
Yeah. I think that would be good. I like that idea.
Okay, well, it's about time for us to wrap up, but I just want to take a moment just to tell you just what an amazing job I think that you have done, you're continuing to do, your commitment, not just to yourself, but to your children. I just find it just amazing how well you're doing. And I just keep encouraging you to just continue moving forward, and we'll make sure you have the supports in place.
Well, thank you very much. I couldn't have done it without you.
Okay, well, Lupita, it was great seeing you again. So I'll get the resources to you, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll talk about them. And then otherwise, we'll just plan to get together again in a month.
Okay. All right. I'll look forward to it. I'll see you in a month.
Okay, you take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.